Hey, Gail.
Hey, Kat. What are we up to today?
People often ask us about maintenance, what you need to do to keep your espresso machine working flawlessly for years and years to come. And one thing we tell people they should do is descale it. So I thought today maybe you might walk us through how you would go about descaling a Rancilio Silvia, so people can kind of see the process.
And it pertains to any of those semi-automatic machines that are going to be done about the same.
Okay, cool.
Heat exchangers are a little bit different, but this is like the Gajan, the Aroma, and the Dream machine. All those machines are about the same.
Okay, so after we go through, can you let us know if there's variations? At what point you do variations for a heat exchange?
Yeah, I sure
Okay,
can.
cool. All right.
All right, I can do it.
Thanks, Gail. You're so good to me.
Okay, so the products that you use are, there's a couple of products on the market. One is CleanCaf, and this is more geared toward using in coffee makers. It goes after the oils a little more. It has detergent in it.
Okay.
Plus citrus acid.
Citric acid.
Citric. Yeah, that's the stuff, Kat. Good thing you're here. DesCal has no detergent in it.
Okay. And so it's just like, it's more intense citric acid.
Exactly. It's a lot more powerful. So we recommend using this in espresso machines.
Great.
So what you want to do is have your water reservoir on the machine, 3/4 of the way full to full. It's not crucial if you do it on a regular basis, and you should be doing it every couple of months.
Okay.
You should do it every 2 months or so.
And it really depends on your specific area's water, right? Like Seattle, our water's pretty soft.
Couple of months. But if I was using well water and it was only filtered kind of marginal, boy, I'd be doing it every month.
Okay.
It makes a huge difference. The machine will stop brewing properly, the steaming won't be as good, nothing's quite as good. It just diminishes so slowly you don't even notice it.
Yeah.
So you take a packet of this stuff, empty it in the water reservoir. I put warm water in this reservoir because it dissolves it a little bit better.
Okay.
And I got a plastic paddle here from the AeroPress.
Oh, nice.
Multitask.
Exactly.
So you just want to mix it up.
Okay.
Get it mixed in.
And you're recommending somebody use it. What were you saying? Something about issues with
I noticed that the citric acid, if you get that concentrated and you get it on a chrome-plated spoon or something, eat the surface of it, etches it ever so slightly. So
okay.
that's why I'm using something plastic.
Okay.
So, you do that. Get it all mixed in there. And then what you're going to do is you're going to turn the machine on and you're going to make water come out of it. And you're going to replace all the water that's in the boiler, which is 12 ounces in this particular machine. And you're going to replace it with the citric acid-based solution. Okay. And you're going to then shut the machine off and let it sit. So,
cool.
I prefer to run some out of the brew head and the steam one so that you're going to get it in every place where the water goes. Okay. And it takes care of calcium and lime deposits. Great. So run some out of the brew head.
And so right now you're just emptying out the water that was in there, right? And then pulling in.
I do about 1/4 of the tank.
Okay.
Well, as long as you're replacing the water. I'm going to make some kind of steam one now. You'd be surprised how it'll make the steamer, just the knob and everything, turn more freely to get the gunk out of there.
Okay.
And you can see that's a fair amount. That's at least 12 ounces.
Yeah.
Shut it off. Turn the machine off. You don't want it to be heating now.
Okay.
It's better done with a cold machine. This happens to be on, but we use it for demo all the time.
Okay. So we're going to let it sit in the boiler for how long?
About 20 minutes.
Okay. Now, is there any cautions keeping in mind? I know that we had a woman in here the other day who did this, and then her steam wand stopped working. She didn't know what the deal was, and it was because there was a big chunk stuck up in there that we had to go and pry out. So how could somebody keep that from happening to them?
If you're descaling on a regular basis, you won't get big chunks. It'll be more of a slurry that comes off the inside of the boiler as you're using it.
Got it.
Not as you're using it, but as you descale it, if you do it on a regular basis.
Okay.
It's when people haven't done it for a while, these big chunkos come off the inside of the boiler, and then they get into these little orifices in the steam manifold and such, and clog it all up. And the only thing you can do is try to get more of that solution in there, and even leave it sit overnight, and it'll dissolve most off in big chunkos. And if it doesn't, into the shop.
Okay, and then how does that process you just showed us, does anything differ in a heat exchange machine? Or did you do it the same way in the heat exchange?
Actually, in a heat exchange machine, like this rocket here,
Mm-hmm.
you are going to do the same packet in the water reservoir.
Okay.
And then you're going to take about 3/4 of that reservoir and empty it through the water dispenser.
Okay.
And by doing that, what you're going to do is, these boilers are much, much bigger.
Okay.
They're like 1.75 liter. I
Okay.
believe they are 1 3/4 liter on this machine. So you have to put a lot more water into it to replace what's in there.
And how do you address the heat exchange component? Do you also then need to do something separate to pull the water in through the heat exchange tubing, or?
You can brew some out of that, out of the brew head, and that's
Okay.
going to go through the tubing that goes through the center of the heat exchanger that feeds the brew head.
Okay. And then just let it sit there for a little bit too to break down anything inside the tubing?
Let it sit for a couple hours.
Okay.
Shut the machine off again. You don't want it heating while it's doing this. It works better if it's cold.
Great. Okay, so I guess we'll pause and come back after we've let the Ranchillo sit for a little bit. Sound good?
Yeah, let's go have coffee.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks, Gail.
Yep.
Hey, Gail.
So we let it sit
Yes.
for, what you want to do is let it sit for about 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Do the next quarter, let it sit for 20 minutes. Do the next quarter, let it sit for all 4 quarters in the same fashion.
Okay.
Shut it off in between.
Okay.
And then, well, we're going to run the second quarter right here and see if we can get, sometimes you can see some of the calcium and lime in there.
Okay.
Let's just see. This bowl has color to it, so you might not see it. Already that steam valve was opening, it had been a little stiff, it was opening much smoother.
Oh, nice.
So, now I'm just going to shut the machine off and we're going to do the, let it sit for 20 minutes. But to cut to the chase, the next step you would do, take your water reservoir out, rinse it out with fresh water, get all the citric acid stuff out of there, fill it up, and run it out of the machine just continually.
Okay.
On the steam one and the brew head, and that flushes out any of the stuff that's left in there.
Until it's all gone.
Till it's all gone. You can do another one. I mean, if you're really worried about it too, run 2 reservoirs through. But
Okay.
one usually does it.
All right, and is there any changes then with a heat exchange about how you do it, or is it the same way?
No, it's basically the same way.
Okay.
You would run through the last of the quarter on the heat exchanger machine and let it sit for another 20 minutes or so, just a little bit.
Okay.
And flush it out again in the same fashion with a full reservoir.
Okay. And running it through both the brew and the hot water.
Yep.
So, and I guess you might want to do the steam one too to get that down,
well, the
or?
steam is vapor. You're
Okay.
just running vapor, and really the citric acid isn't going to be in the vapor.
Okay.
So it isn't really going to do much good to come out of the steam one.
Okay, so it's hot water and portafilter the brew head.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Is that it?
I think that's it. And then next time we're going to talk about brew head gasket maintenance on these babies too. So
Yes.
that you know how to do that.
Awesome. Thanks, Gail.
You're welcome, Kat. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.